chopper!
Hello everyone, alongside me is the Mendi Blackhawk CEO making his second appearance on this show, Justin Wilkins, mate. Thanks for coming back on. You were so good last time, we wanted you to return.
Mate, you must have been scraping the bottom of the barrel. I'm very surprised to be invited back and probably even more surprised that the show's still going, so well done.
Vote of confidence there from the boss. Now mate, the Origin, 2-1 we won. Didn't get the win last night, but we won the series. That's all that counts, right?
Oh yeah, as a Queensland supporter, a bit disappointing. If we showed up like that in the first two games, we definitely wouldn't have been 2-0 ahead. So we got the series, but yeah, it wasn't that enjoyable to watch.
All right, well, speaking of rivalries, we've got one sort of brewing in the Mendi Blackhawks club. We've got an English strength and conditioning coach talking a bit of cricket banter. So coming up later on the show, we've got an Ashes-inspired sporting challenge, him versus pretty much everyone in the club. So looking forward to that. But mate, last time you were on the show, we were talking about a pretty bad performance from the Blackhawks. You said if you ever come back, you want to talk about a win. Well, let's dissect the 40-26 victory over the Jets in Ipswich. And to be fair, the winless hosts actually turned up to play, alarmingly went to the sheds with a double-digit lead. And Justin, can I ask you what your thoughts were at halftime?
Yeah, mate, 22-10 down in a must-win game. I was very concerned. The phone got thrown around the room a few times.
Well, obviously made a great comeback in the second half. 5 tries to 1 to get that victory. And your mate, Tanyella Sadrugu, now he scored a hat-trick. If you combine all his running metres for those tries, I think probably maybe he got to 10 metres, but, that's his style. Crash and bash near the line. You can't stop him.
Oh, mate, he's unstoppable. So, if we need those points and we're inside that 10-metre line, just let him wind up and run at him. They're very good if you can stop him from there.
Yeah, and I know Payne said after the game, the boys actually didn't play too bad in the first half, just a bit of ill discipline. He said he was really happy with the completion rate in the second half. I think it was up around 90%, so that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, mate, much better second half, and that's what we expect from the team for 80 minutes. So, we put 80 minutes together like we played in the second half, and there's not too many teams that are going to stop us. It was great to see the finish. The Ipswich Jets have always been notorious for their short kickoffs. Don't do it as much as they used to do, but they've tried to sort of get back into it, and Rob Darby took a great catch, took off, and backed up by Brendan Elliott to ice the try to finish the game and made it look a little bit more comfortable than what it was. Yeah,
well, I feel like we've gained a bit of traction, some momentum now. 7 points from a possible 10 in our last 5 games. We've got the Clydesdales up next. If we can knock them off, we're on the verge of the top 8. And you're actually going to this game, aren't you? Yeah,
mate, love getting to the country round games. They've all been in our backyard, all the way up to Mount Isa, Winton and the regional towns around here. But we're down in Toowoomba's neck of the woods. We're going to be in Stanthorpe and taking the family. We've been watching the temperatures. It was negative 4.9 at some point yesterday morning. So it's going to be fresh for the boys. And they'll be the TV game this Sunday, 2:10 kickoff, so make sure you're watching.
Are you going to come in under the luggage allowance? I'm hearing you're taking a lot of jumpers.
Yeah, you don't really have a need for many jumpers here in Townsville, so we have got our beanies and our scarves and gloves and some pretty big jackets, which we're going to need, but looking forward to the cold weather. It'll be great.
Yeah, well, as Justin mentioned, about 2 o'clock kickoff on Sunday, the TV game, so all the boys, they'll go get the haircuts this week. Now here's Payne to give us his thoughts on the match and what's another must-win game for the Mendi Blackhawks.
We love the concept. We love getting out to the country. Grassroots footy, it's a fantastic concept and certainly enjoy participating in it. It would have been nice to have played in our footprint. Not to be, but playing away 3rd week in a row, there's an accumulative effect on our fatigue. So that's something we've factored into our training. But given the fact that we're going, the day before the game certainly helps, albeit a 2-hour first flight out of here in Townsville Saturday morning and then straight into a 4-hour bus trip. But we've got some stuff in place we're going to do down there as well so we can best prepare. Obviously, we're going to have to deal with the climate. We've already broached that with the players and, they're fully aware of how cold it's going to be and we need to be ready for that and have a mindset that we're going there to get a job done and get 2 points. Yeah, look, the Clydesdales are unlucky not to have a few more wins on the board. They've been in a lot of tight games that they've come out in the wrong end of. And, you know, as a coach, when you start previewing them and looking at what their strengths and weaknesses, their strengths certainly are their size. They're really big size right across the board. You know, even their outside backs and halves have got some size about them. So really important that we play smart. And, you know, we're going to have a few things that we want to do and how we're going to counteract their size. And, you know, it's important we do that.
Yeah, good stuff, Painey. While we're on the Clydesdales, our Colts thrashed Western 62-6 in the Hastings Deering Colts competition. Ragsy Wavick collected a personal tally of 22 points after scoring the game's opening try and slotting 9 conversions. The under-21s competition actually now has a couple of weeks hiatus, and the lads will return to action right around the end of the month.
Yeah, mate, the boys are going extremely well. Sitting 5th on the ladder, but we've got the best points differential in the competition and we're only 1 win out of first place. So very tight competition and the boys will be hoping they can back up from last year and bring the cup home again.
Yeah, I know they'll be sort of keen to refresh the legs and then try and have a strong finish to the season.
Yeah, mate, and you know, we've dragged a few of them up to Hostplus Cup this year and they've really stood up. So we might be seeing a few more coming back up to the Hostplus Cup and they'll go very well.
Now, I mentioned earlier in the show we've got an English strength and conditioning coach, Lee Patterson. He's English, but when it suits him, he identifies as Scottish. Did play for Scotland in the Rugby League World Cup. Now, he's been Scottish during the first 2 Ashes tests, but England finally got on the board the other day and blimey, started to carry on like the Barmy Army. Now, some of the boys, they took a bit of offence to that, so we've set up a Ashes-inspired sporting rivalry. Now, because Lee's the sole Englishman, he had to enlist a bit of help. He's got himself opening the batting against Pat Kafusi in the classic egg and spoon race. Then for the soccer skills, he's enlisted a bloke called Wayne Roon Lee. John Lee Wilkinson will do the crossbar challenge. Thank God it's not Sir Johnny Wilkinson. Of course, broke our hearts 20 years ago in the Rugby Union World Cup final. Adrian Lewis will be throwing the English arrows. Now, he has an eerily similar name to 2-time darts world champion Adrian Jackpot Lewis. Hopefully his aim isn't alike. And finally, Lee Eastwood will putt for the Poms. He tells us he's played a few majors alongside professional golfer Lee Westwood. Of course, Mr. Westwood we've actually heard of. He's currently making the big bucks playing on the Live Tour. Anyway, time to bring you part 1 of this 2-part sporting special. Go! Oh!
Bruce, what the? Come on, Brucey! Didn't crack.
So I think we need to check the video ref. I looked over to my right and he had it like that.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
Classic Pommies.
John Lee Wilkinson, England fly half and drop goal specialist. You'll know about that, Australia. Are we going on? Yeah. Can't see. A little bit weak.
Hey, Maloney, backwards forward. First go.
Go.
Oh! Yep.
That's it. Oh, that's it. Oh. That's miles off. Oh!
Woo-hoo-hoo! Let's go.
Jalen Feeney, under 6, Mudgeeraba Redbacks soccer captain and current Blackhawks player.
Wayne Rooney, Manchester United Academy product. Oh, keeps doing the old go. Oh.
I don't believe it. Scores the goal.
Oh, that's better. That's good. That's good. Oh!
Australia have done it. It's all over.
My under 6 coach, Mark, this is for you. He said I wouldn't amount to anything. Hands, feet, ambidextrous, good at every sport. Game over, really.
the series poised there at 2-1 to Australia. We're in for a thrilling conclusion. You'll have to tune in next week to see which way it goes. I'm sure you'll be on the edge of your seat, Justin.
Oh, mate, yes. Very tense stuff there.
Now, we're going to continue the theme of rivalries because Brothers and Souths battled it out in a local league classic.
Yeah, mate, I was at the game. Souths ahead all game, and Brothers come from behind, got up by 1 point. Khalifa 5 lower. Wasn't spotted on the camera kicking it, but he kicked the winning field goal for about a minute to go. And I can say, you know, he retired from the Blackhawks last year, and he did more field goal practice than anyone in the team, and I don't know if he ever took one. So, yep, Khalifa, all that practice, mate, paid off. Put it straight over the black dot and got Brothers home by 1 point.
And because it's not on camera, it was around about the 20-30, but the way he tells it, it'll probably be from the 50 by the time he's finished telling that story.
Oh, mate, yeah, he did hit it very sweet. I reckon it ended up on Harvey's Range Road after it went through the post. So, well done, Khalifa.
Yeah, shout out to you, Khalifa. Now, the Tigers took care of the Lions, claiming a 32 points to 14 victory. The Miners made light work of the Roosters, 48-10. That one finished in the Towers. And the Crushers claimed a 38-12 win over Norths, making their trip to Townsville certainly worth it. Herbert River play the Bulls next in the only match in Townsville this weekend. Charters Towers and Burdekin both have home games against the Devils and Centrals respectively. And Justin, that's the show done and dusted, mate. Thanks for coming on once again. You've exceeded all expectations.
Yeah, mate, and I'll take this point in time to officially announce my retirement from behind the camera. But yeah, thanks for having me, and hope you enjoy the show.
Well, guys, remember you can stay up to date with all your latest Mendi Blackhawks news and updates by jumping on our social media pages and, of course, our club website. Go the Blackhawks. We'll see you next week.